Ding dong, the GM's gone. Bad coach too, actually. After a dismal 2-14 season for the San Francisco 49ers, now Jed York is looking for a new front office. The question is, can Niners fans trust him to get it right? What up, sports fans? I'm Baalke Macho, and you're watching the Macho Sports Report. It's been a rough few years for San Francisco 49ers fans. None worse than 2016, though. On the heels of a 13-game losing streak, a terrible showing for first-year head coach Chip Kelly, and the fan base calling for the heads of both Kelly and embattled GM Trent Baalke, it was clear that sweeping changes needed to be made. So it was to little surprise that owner Jed York formally announced on Monday both coach and GM were relieved of their duties. Baalke failed to consistently find talent in the draft, opting for projects and injured what-ifs, even in the wake of the talent exodus of 2014. And while Kelly wasn't given the best of hands when he signed on last year, the results on the field were pedestrian at best. Kelly's rock-hard play situation couldn't save him, as York vied to give the organization a clean slate. Now the owner, who was known best for firing the best coach they had this century, is now slated to find a GM head coach pairing that will not only be on the same page, something Baalke and Harbaugh were not, but will help a terribly untalented team hit the reset button sooner rather than later. The likely course of action is to interview for both positions and see which pairings will fit the best out of their finalists. Now here's the $100,000 question. Can York pull it off? If you ask a majority of 49ers fans, or the media, or experts of any kind, the answer is a resounding no. And why is that? Elementary, my dear sports fan. Look at York's recent track record. In the power struggle between Baalke and Jim Harbaugh, York sided with his GM and was partly, if not primarily, responsible for Harbaugh and the Niners mutually parting ways. He kept harping on the fan base holding him responsible for the team's struggles when he was the one who put them there in the first place, mainly by disposing of the best coach the team had seen in 15 years. He inserted a defensive line coach who was practically set up to fail and replaced him with a retread from Philadelphia that was put in an even worse position. All the while, he kept his GM in power, one that offered little to no help personnel-wise for his wayward coaches. So now the 49ers are dealing with an owner who has fired head coaches 3 years in a row, one who won't admit that firing Harbaugh was a mistake, and practically flaunted the fact that he can't be dismissed in the faces of those that want to see him tarred, feathered, drawn, and quartered for his incompetence. Not really the best way to keep your message of holding you responsible, Jed? Bottom line, if this dysfunctional franchise has any chance of succeeding, York has to do 3 things. 1. Immediately take back what he said recently that the rebuilding of this franchise will be a collaboration between him, the head coach, and the general manager. 2. Hire the best general manager that will actually agree to come to Santa Clara. And 3. Get the hell out of the way. The question in that case is this: can his ego allow him to do any of that? The only thing 49ers fans can hope for is that the answer could possibly be yes. Until then, fans of the red and gold watch with bated breath. And now, as always, I leave it to you. What did you think about the 49ers parting ways with Chip Kelly and Trent Baalke? And what is your level of confidence in Jed York making the right decision regarding the replacements? Leave your responses in the comment section below. I'm Baalke Macho, and you've been watching the Macho Sports Report. Peace out, sports fans!